Welcome back with a smiling face. Links to previous episodes are given in the video description, so don't forget to like, subscribe and share the video. Secrets of the Fallen Heart. Episode 12. 79. You can't step down. I used my alpha voice, at its strongest, for the first and last time. I am tired of this arguing. Xavier tries to think of something to say, but words will be stuck in his throat. Xavier, you know you were wrong. This is all wrong, for the O Pale Moon clan to suffer because of you. If you step down properly, Chris can take over and make things right. Don't let things go overboard because of your greed. You have no right to. I have every right when it comes down to protecting this pack. I yell back. I am a fighter of this pack, a guarantor of its safety. A long silence follows my words. Iris and Xavier are staring at me, Chris and I staring at his father. I don't even hold it personally against my uncle, I only want him to do what's right. After a long staring contest, I use my wolf again, making my eyes glow a little and growling again. Xavier looks down, helpless. Fine. I'm officially stepping down as the O Pale Moon clan's alpha from today on. It's a long sigh of relief. I'm not happy about it, however. I just feel sorry things turned out this way. I turn to Chris. You can fill in, for now, kid. He nods. You can count on me. Elena, you, starts his sister, but I interrupt her. Iris, Chris will need your help too. You're smart, and you control most of the O Pale Moon clan's facilities already. Iris stays silent, obviously bitter. She faintly nods, but that's enough for me. I've done my share, but this alpha position isn't mine to take. I'll leave it to my cousins. I have enough on my plate as it is. I turn around to leave this place, Daniel following me, but I feel my best friend is irritated about something. What is it? Don't you think that was too easy? Easy? How so? Xavier is the proudest man we know, and he got down without even fighting. Don't you think that's odd? He's got the guts to discuss business with the Gold Moon in Clark's back, but he doesn't fight when you face him to give up his alpha position? I just think there's something odd about his actions, I keep thinking about it. I know this is true in some way, but no matter what, Xavier did give up his position. He cannot go back on his word, and if he's not the O Pale Moon Alpha anymore, whatever deal he made with the Gold Moon is void as well, isn't it? You think too much, Danny, I sigh. I mean, Xavier's never been very brave, yet. Maybe you're right. Suddenly, his phone vibrates. He takes it out, and answers, sending me odd glances. Who is he on the phone with? Yes. Okay. Yeah, we'll meet you there. He hangs up, leaving me confused. Babe, we're going to the university lab. Why? You'll see when we get there. After retrieving his car, we drive there, a long silence accompanying us all the way. I'm used to seeing Danny nervous, but now he seems very uneasy. What is he pulling up this time? And at the university lab? He pulls out, and I recognize the car next to ours immediately. Daniel. What? He turns off the engine, and puts his blonde hair back before turning to me. Babe, calm down. I called him, there are a couple of things I want to discuss with you and him. How dare you call Nathaniel? And without telling me. Elena, please. I'm trying to make things better for you and baby girl, okay? Just hear me out, and we can check what's going on with your pregnancy and his sterility thing. I promise I'll explain. I feel like slapping him right now. How dare he do something like that behind my back? How did he even get to Nate in the first place? Did Boyan help him? I'm so mad he did without even talking to me first. Babe, please, shut up, Danny. You traitor. You should have talked to me. Elena, I know you by heart, you would have said no. I had no choice. So now you sk it up and trust me. Come on. He walks out of the car, and honestly, I want to stay there and sulk. I can't believe him. After a while, though, I can't stand myself being so childish, especially with Nathaniel there. I get out of the car, not hiding how pissed I am. Nathaniel is standing next to his car now, in his usual jeans and shirt outfit. I hate how handsome he is at a time like this. I probably look like angry too. I don't want to talk to him nor Danny. I just cross my arms and look down, or anywhere but his direction. Hi, says Daniel, a bit awkward. Hello, Daniel. Elena. Let's go, Danny, I just say. My best friend hesitates before walking ahead, taking us to one of the university labs he works in. I make sure to stay away from Nate despite his glances I feel on me. Stay cool and calm, Elena. Deep breaths, not flustered. Daniel takes out a large envelope, handing it back to Nathaniel. I checked your medical file. It is as you said, azoospermia. I look at them confused. You checked? Yes, babe. When he mentioned his sterility, I wanted to check for myself. So we talked, and he gave me a copy of his file. Nathaniel has azoospermia, basically, when he comes, it's blank, he cannot. Well, have children. It's due to a traumatism, and the surgery required to heal it, as it is on the file, is impossible with today's medical means. I just can't believe that. Daniel went as far as to check Nathaniel's medical file? To be sure? I stare at the envelope, and Nathaniel holding it with a long face, totally confused. I turn to Daniel again. So he's really infertile. Well, he was, back when he was diagnosed. To be honest, I'll say science is on his side. See? I didn't lie to you, Elena, says Nathaniel. I send him a glare. I am not crazy, or a liar. This baby is his, no matter how many medical files he brings. I turn to Daniel. At least I know my best friend trusts me. Daniel takes a deep breath, crossing his arms. I want to check again, says Daniel. Excuse me. Those tests were done 10 years ago. Things were as they were back then, but maybe things evolved. Science has yet to explain everything, and moreover, we are werewolves. Who knows if something changed since then, healing you in the process. So, I want to test, make new tests. If they come back the same, then we can confirm you are not. You think I wouldn't know if I could have children? Yells Nathaniel, suddenly furious. Sorry to differ, but I've had many women before Elena. I would have known if things have changed, and I would have checked. He takes a deep breath, trying to calm down, before turning to me. Elena, it's not against you. I swear I'd give anything to be this child's father, biologically. But your best friend just confirmed it, I cannot. Even if Daniel asks me to go through all the tests to check whether I'm cured or not, it won't be ready until, let's do a paternity test. He looks at me, speechless. I try to look at him, keeping my cool as I can. Honestly, I want to slap him and have him go away. I don't care about you being infertile or not. Danny will do a paternity test and clear things up. It's quick and sure, all right. We will do a real test, not this cheap stuff from a drugstore, adds Daniel. I just need a sample of your blood, and we have everything at our clinic to test Elena's baby. Nathaniel frowns. Isn't that illegal? I roll my eyes. Is he really testing my patients now? My cousin owns the clinic, she can have any doctor do it for me. Do you want to check the doctor's credentials too, perhaps? He seems a bit embarrassed for a moment. Yeah, it may not be their buildings but we do have our own facilities. Eventually, he sighs and turns to us, hesitating between Daniel and I. Fine, hey. Let's do that then. If it can put an end to this, I hate the way he says it. Like a nightmare that should end soon. Something he doesn't want anything to do with. I just wish he could understand I'm carrying his daughter, not anyone else's. Danny, just take whatever you need and let's go. Wait, Elena, we've got to talk. I glare at him. Now he wants to talk? About what? I don't want to talk to him, I'm just mad and I haven't had time to sort out my feelings yet. I exchange a glance with Daniel. 5 minutes? I'll be right next door if you need me, babe. Thanks, Danny. Daniel walks out, but I know he's staying close. I turn to Nathaniel, wondering what he wants with me now. I cross my arms like I'm protecting myself and my child. Elena, I'm sorry I don't want your apology, Nate. Just tell me what you wanted to say and let's move on with it. Fine. I don't want you to come to the gathering. Wow, I didn't expect that one. I turned to him, confused. Why would he suddenly say that? What? Why? What are you planning? Nothing, Elena, he says. The blood moon only wants a gathering. But I'm afraid not everyone will be as nice and understanding as Nora and Damien. I don't want you there if something happens, Elena. I'm speechless. He's worried about me? Is that why? This isn't what I expected at all. Seeing me hesitate, he resumes talking, thinking I'm doubtful. Elena, no matter what, I still love you. I'm worried about you. If something happens to you, I won't be able to help, you'll be with your pack and me with mine. I don't want that. And I need to be fully there to support my brother, too. I'm choking a bit. I did not expect those words or his concern for me. Why? Why does he always confuse me with his words? He steps closer, and my feet are stuck to the ground. He doesn't touch me, though. Nathaniel stops a foot away, so close yet not touching me. It's even worse than I thought. Elena, please. Promise me you'll stay away. With your pack. If you don't do it for me, do it for your baby. Okay. He lets out a sigh of relief, nodding. Good. Bye. I leave the room, unable to bear it anymore. I don't want to be there with him. I cross Danny's path on my way out, just letting him know I'll wait in the car. It only takes a few minutes before Daniel comes back, a sample from Nathaniel with him. My baby is his, I'll prove it this time. I insist for us to go directly to the clinic, and do this stupid test, though it will take a couple of days for the results to come. You think this gathering will go well? I ask Daniel as we leave the clinic. I hope so. Nora can be convincing, and most packs will at least show respect since she's a royal, and the king's mate. I guess things will be over tomorrow night. I can't believe I promised him not to go. I should be there, by Clark's side, with my pack. So many things changed because of this pregnancy. However, I'm not changing my mind. I will protect my baby no matter what. Once we get home, I try to call Clark, to tell him I won't be at the gathering. My godfather doesn't answer my call, so I just leave a message to let him know. He is probably busy, with the gathering coming up tomorrow. I fell asleep without knowing again. I'm confused when I wake up, not to my alarm but from my phone's ringtone. Who calls me at 6 in the morning? Half asleep, I answer the call. Elena. Clark? What is it? It's never good to receive a call from my alpha at such an hour. I sit up. Is it about Xavier? Or the fact I saw Nate again? Do you know anything? About Diego? Diego? Clark, what should I know about Diego? I feel anxious all of a sudden. Why is he bringing up now? He stopped stalking me 2 days ago, but I haven't seen him since and I didn't want to. I just needed to check. Clark, what happened? Diego's dead, Elena. We found him an hour ago. His body was outside our border, in the neutral part of the forest. His body? What? How did he? He was killed, Elena. Someone shot him, 1 bullet, right in the head. No traces of any fight, no one heard the gunshot either. It was an execution. Holy Moon Goddess! Diego's dead? And, killed? Who did this? It wasn't even a fight, someone just killed him like a dog. Elena, stay at home for now. I'll alert the police, but you might be a suspect, considering your past with him. I don't want you going out for now. I got your message, too. I think it's indeed best you don't come. I need someone here to watch the Pale Moon clan, make sure no one tries to fight Chris or gets involved with the Gold Moon. I need you here. He needs me here. More like he needs me to stay where he can watch me. Who killed Diego? I can't believe it. It doesn't even feel real, for one werewolf, as strong as him, to simply be shot down like that. Who would? And right before the gathering too. I doubt Clark will go public about it, but suddenly, a thought crosses my mind. He wouldn't have done this, right? I hang up, and notice Daniel, in his pajamas, at my door. Is he dead? He asks. Daniel, what do you know about this? 80. You agreed to what? Moon Goddess, Daniel, did you go crazy? Do you have an idea what you did? I can't believe this is my best friend facing me right now. Daniel Lewis, who couldn't even look an alpha in the years 3 years ago, just sold someone to the Black Brothers? I am dreaming right now. Next to me, Reagan is arms crossed, looking at me very calmly. She even has a bit of a smirk on, satisfied by Diego's death. The shrimp did something right for once. Nothing about this is right, Reagan. Daniel just got rid of a murderer who was threatening you. And you helped him. Of course, I growl at her. She shrugs. It was just about lurking him out. I washed my hands off with whatever happened next. If Black did things cleanly, I'm satisfied. Satisfied? Reagan. This is what needed to be done, Elena, yells Daniel. I am not kidding about my best friend's safety, Elena. That guy was lurking you, and he could have assaulted you anytime. He doesn't even feel sorry for causing the death of an unborn child. This was not for you to decide, Daniel. He finally shuts up, and I just shake my head, exhausted. It's all happening so fast. Daniel, even if Diego was an issue, it was mine to deal with. You can't do justice by yourself or let Nathaniel do it. He just killed someone of our pack because of you, and right before a gathering too. Do you realize how wrong that could go? Elena, you don't get it, he replies. This isn't about justice. I wasn't avenging you. We live in a world of wolves, alphas, and blood. You're having a miracle child, and this guy threatened you. I am not letting you take any chance of losing that baby. It would kill you, I know it. He sighs and shakes his head, resolute. Nathaniel did the first thing he should do as the baby's father and protected you. I don't care about the cost, and I don't care for him like Diego. He should have been the one to go to prison, but everyone turned a blind eye and let him back in. Well, I am not making the same mistake of waiting for something bad to happen to you. I saw an opportunity, I took it. I don't care if you blame me for that, Elena. I am no alpha like you. I don't fight with my fists, but I do what I got to do. Next to him, Reagan nods. I can't believe his nerve, or that he actually doesn't regret it one bit. We've killed before, fighting for our lives and pack, but this was simply murder. And I can't cope up with that thought associated with my best friend. Daniel, I understand, but I still think this was all wrong. I'm sorry. It's okay, babe. What's done is done. I'll live with it. Just with that, we both agree to close that topic for now. I can only deal with so much. Moon Goddess, those days have been so crazy. I pray Nora's side can really come up with the solution to fight all of this madness. As promised to Nathaniel, I am not going to the gathering, but it's hard. My heart's telling me something big will happen there, and I'm dying to go. I decide to get out and go see my father and calm myself down. I haven't been to the hospital as often as I used to, and I feel like I haven't seen my dad in ages. I managed to convince Reagan and Daniel to let me go alone, as I need some alone time to cool my head off. With most of our pack gone to attend Nora's gathering, the streets are quieter than usual. I haven't been on my own for a while, either. I take my time to go there and enjoy the December cold breeze. Right, it's almost Christmas. The Hispanic neighborhood has been decorated prettily for a while now, but I feel like I only see it now. The White Moon Hospital is nicely decorated too. A nurse put a little Christmas tree next to my father's bed. I take the stool next to him, observing my dad again. He ages so slowly, yet I start to see his little wrinkles, and his beard is growing a bit more sporadically. I miss the color of his eyes. My dad had deep brown eyes. I decide to add to the atmosphere, making him listen to some Christmas songs for a while. I don't feel like talking anyway. I'm just glad I can be next to him. Suddenly, I realize I'm not alone. Silviana is there, at the entrance of his room. She softly smiles. Good morning, Elena. Silviana? How did you? Daniel called you. No, he did. She's pointing at my dad? What the? She walks up to my father's bed and sits on the other side, looking at him. He's a very brave man. He's the best father in the world. Of course, she replies gently. I don't really understand. Silviana, what are you? Why are you here? It's time to let him go, Elena. I stare at her, in a bit of a shock. What are you talking about? I ask, in a hoarse voice. His fight is over, Elena. You're a strong woman, Now, you're not alone anymore. It's time to let your father go. I keep staring at her, trying to understand her words. No, I understand what she's saying. I just don't want to hear. I don't want to listen. Silviana is talking softly, so calmly I can't even get mad or cry. Is she doing this? She turns to my dad, looking at him like he's an old friend of hers. Samuel needs to rest, now, Elena. He won't, wake up. I think you have known the truth for a while, now. I look at my father, choking up a bit. He only seems asleep. Silviana, I don't want to say goodbye, I know. Can't you not? It's not me, Elena. It's your father. He's the one to decide. I'm not going to do anything. I only came for you. I feel a few tears on my cheeks. It's so hard. I don't want to let go, to say goodbye. I take his hand, and try to think of words to say. What haven't I told him? In 2 years, I've said so many I love you, goodbye, I'm proud to be your daughter. I never had any filter for him. Just my heart, poured out day after day to let him know how much I loved the man who raised me. After a while, I decided to take my phone and select a song. Mom's favorite song. I let it play in the headphones, and Silviana smiles. It's a pretty song. The singer's voice is soothing, talking about love and his funny Valentine. About his lover's flows and strength. About how she doesn't need to change a thing. I sing with him, softly. My voice is the worst it's ever been, I'm hoarse and fighting not to cry. When the last notes hit, a long beep follows. I hold my father's hand a bit tighter. Elena, it's all right. You can let go now. One of the nurse barges in, saying something I can't hear. I can only hear Silviana's voice, trying to help me. I'm crying helplessly, unable to step away, unable to let go. She comes around and puts her hand on my shoulder, slowly whispering something to me. I don't understand what she's saying, but I feel something warm covering me, and my hands go numb. I can hear my own wailing, erratic and frantic. Silviana pats my back. They ask us to leave the room. I hear people giving orders, a doctor walks in as we walk out. Silviana takes my hand and guides me outside. I can't say no. It doesn't even feel like getting away. My father isn't in that room anymore. He's gone. Elena? Take this. She puts a cup of hot tea in my hands. I don't know how much time passed, how long I cried. I take a deep breath and drink a bit. It burns my throat, but I feel a bit better. I can't believe he's gone so fast, he went peacefully. He was just glad you were there with him. Do you know what happens after death? I ask, feeling a bit stupid. She chuckles. WHES don't have the same beliefs as humans or werewolves. We live different lives. I could give you an answer, yet like anyone else I wouldn't be able to prove it. WHES are part of a circle. We live, we die, and we are reborn. You believe in reincarnation? Yes. Our souls go on to other WHES to guide them. We carry the souls of our mothers and ancestors with us. I keep listening to her, but my heart just feels numb right now. Silviana stays with me until Daniel arrives, followed by Reagan. I see my uncle and Chris running into the hospital, but I don't go in with them. Silviana took me outside, to sit in the little hospital garden. Despite the cold, I feel better here than within the hospital white walls. Daniel is on his way, but I have no idea what I'll say. I just feel numb right now. My father just died, and my heart is cold as ice. I can't think of anything else. I want to cry again, and I do every time I need it. My eyes are puffy red, my head hurts and I'm a mess. I lost my parents. Twice. I really am an orphan now. As long as my father was alive, hanging on, I was okay, but I've never felt so alone. I put a hand on my tummy, thinking about the baby girl growing in there. Will I be a good mother? It seems so hard. I want this child so badly, yet my confidence is plummeting. Will I be able to do it on my own, if Nate rejects her, rejects me? I take a deep breath. It will be fine. As long as I love my baby, it'll be okay. I'll do my best for her, be the mother I've always wanted to be. I suddenly feel a hand on mine. It's not Silviana or Danny, it's Reagan. She looks at me with a sorrowful expression, not saying a thing. I gather all of my courage and nod. Dad's gone, Reagan. I know, kid. How are you holding up? No words can explain what I'm going through. I just end up shaking my head and holding my tears back. She puts an arm around me, probably the nicest gesture she's ever had with me. I rest my head on my mentor's shoulder, closing my eyes and taking deep breaths not to fall apart again. You'll be fine, kid. Sam knew how strong you were. You're a woman now. I listen to her words, and it's like a weight's being lifted up. Why are Reagan's words so effective on me? There's something else I never told you. I sat back up and look at her, confused. Reagan looks around, making sure we are alone. Silviana wandered off somewhere, so we are. When I took you from your mother's arms, she asked me to protect you, she whispers. I had to hide who you were, any bond you had to the royals. I also changed your name for that. My name. I'll say it only once, because it's a blessed name, and you should hide it for now. It would betray your link to the royals easily, so only reveal it to people you trust, all right? I nod, despite my confusion. She gets close to me and whispers it in my ear, so low I barely hear it. However, when I do, something lights up inside of me. That's my real name. I didn't do much, but I thought it would be better to hide it for now. It makes your identity too obvious. I agree. This is such a simple thing, yet. Elena. I see Daniel running to me, out of breath. He takes me in for a hug, holding me tight and close for a few seconds. Babe, I am so sorry about your dad. Are you okay? You weren't alone, right? I'm okay, Danny. Thanks for coming. Actually, he seems uneasy for a while, hesitating. I frown. Danny, what is it? I'm sorry babe, but I saw a bunch of the Pale Moon clan heading south on my way here. I didn't know if I should tell you or not. I jumped back on my feet. Who would dare to? I saw Xavier and Chris running to the hospital. Who could be doing this in their back? And after Clark told the whole Pale Moon clan should stay put, I immediately start growling. This is not the day to piss me off. Elena, wait. I ignore both Reagan and Danny and start running south. They're going to have it this time. I mind-link everyone I trust from the Pale Moon, including Daniel's siblings, our friends, and the youngsters I trained. None of them know anything about the group headed south, but agree to meet up with me. I hear my best friend, already shape-shifted into his tawny wolf form, and my mentor running behind me. Silviana's apparently gone moon goddess knows where, but she shouldn't be involved in this. When I finally reach the group, they are about to reach the border. I growl immediately. Even in my human form, my alpha aura and angry wolf voice are enough to stop most of them. Some seem confused to see me here, and so furious. Elena? What is it? Where do you think you're going? I growl back. The sorrow from earlier adds to my anger, and the fuel in my voice impress some of them enough to have them step back. I must look scary, with my red eyes, disheveled hair, and anger painted all over my face. I asked where you're going. They hesitate, looking at each other like no one wants to take the blame until someone finally steps forward to face me. Mind you, we have a gathering to attend, cousin. You? I ask, confused. Why would my cousin Iris lead this group? On her father's orders, perhaps? But Xavier just lost his brother, so why would he give orders now? Iris chuckles at my confusion. What is it, Elena? Surprised to see me taking the lead, perhaps? I bet you never thought 1 second your pretty, well-behaved cousin had the guts to overstep her own father's authority to make a deal with the Gold Moon, Iris? Iris would be behind all of this? Since when? I'm so shocked, I don't even know how to react. But my cousin steps forward, not impressed by my alpha aura. Elena, you're no match for me. Step aside and mind your own business, cousin. I growl back. No. I don't understand what's going on, but I am not letting her ruin Nora's hard work to unite the packs. Iris may be my adoptive cousin, the one I grew up with, but Nora is my blood. She is the one I feel close to, and the one doing the right thing right now. She's trying to unite the packs and be a good Luna. And so will I. I am Selena Blue Moon, and I am a fighter of those white and pale moon packs. And I'll fight for them. 81. What is wrong with you, Iris? This isn't you. My cousin sighs, putting her purple hair back. You don't know the first thing about me, Elena. Let me guess. You've always seen me as the quiet, shy, and good girl my daddy raised. Isn't that it? I was never on the strongest side, like you or Chris. I was barely average for an alpha. Do you have any idea what it's like, to grow up in someone's shadow? In my own sibling's shadow? In yours? I don't even recognize her voice when she speaks. She sounds like someone else, yet she is still Iris. An Iris I don't know. She steps forward again, defying me with her eyes. My father was always crazy with his jealousy. His younger brother was stronger, smarter, more appreciated. He always felt like Samuel stripped him from his alpha title. Even when my dad finally got it back, it wasn't enough. Your adoptive father's shadow was always there. What does it have to do with her? Our father's rivalry is nothing new. Iris, it has nothing to do with us. Xavier got the alpha position in the end. Oh, but that was never enough. Actually, he trained us even harder because of that. Or more precisely, he tried to train Chris. Me? I was his smart little girl, cast aside because, why would he consider me when he had a son? I'm confused. Didn't Xavier always treat Iris better? He cherished her like a little princess her whole life, compared to Chris. Her brother always had to train harder, prove himself to their father while Iris could do whatever she wanted. To be honest, I wouldn't have cared that my younger brother took the heir position if it wasn't for you, Elena. But you? You were always so annoyingly strong and perfect. Father got crazy about Chris being better than you. You can't be beaten by Samuel's daughter, by a girl. Guess what? Your existence fueled our father's jealousy, Elena. And mine. You were supposedly only the Alpha's niece, but Clark had to make you his goddaughter and put you as a possible heir for the White Moon clan. Do you know how humiliating that was? I'm completely in shock. I never thought Iris gave a st about the Alpha position, in the Opale or White Moon clan. I didn't ask for anything, Iris. Clark and Xavier decided it all on their own. She sends me a glare back. Oh, shut up, Elena. You've always known you were more cherished. The precious little orphan, so strong, so bright, so loved. After enduring my father's jealousy towards yours, now you were in the competition as well? But guess what? My father never, ever considered me as your rival or an heir a single second. I don't want to be anyone's rival, Iris. I even give Chris the Opale Moon Alpha position. Iris laughed, rolling her eyes out. You gave it to him? Do you even hear yourself? Even now you think you're so much better than us? Moreover, you're the same as my dad. You don't consider me at all. I'm getting tired of that attitude of her. I've had enough emotions for today. I growl, warning her. You are who you are, Iris, and that is not a leader. You may be an alpha, but, what? I don't have the muscles. I frown. Does she really think that's all there is? Is that why she's so delusional? And jealous? I have the brains, Elena. I may not be strong, but I was always the smarter one. You're doing a great job with our facilities, Iris, I know that. You're an angular piece of the clan, and so important, but, she scoffs. Oh, poor Elena, she sighs. You really think that's all, right? Don't you get it? I'm so good at this game, I am the one who kicked you out of Clark's heir position as the White Moon Alpha in the first place. What is she talking about? Clark took me out of his potential heirs because of my baby, and Iris has nothing to do with it. She shakes her head, with that annoying smirk of hers. I bet you never realized until now, cousin. Gosh, it wasn't easy, you know. She walks around me while talking, making circles and having my wolf wary of her. In the corner of my vision, I see Daniel, Reagan, Levi, Ben, and Bonnie arrive next to us, all the Lewis siblings in their wolf form. Reagan is still human but growling. Let's go back to the start. From when your father had his accident and you were sent to jail because you were stupid enough to get involved with Diego, I thought we would finally get rid of you. What I did not expect, was that you'd be back and forgiven by Clark. Not only that, following Samuel's coma, he made your position as his goddaughter and possible heir official. You have no idea how furious I was. So I tried to find a way to kick you out without being involved. What? Behind her, the rest of the Opale Moon clan is listening as well, visibly as confused as I am. Luckily, you gave me an opportunity sooner than I thought when you met Nathaniel Black. A lot of faces cannot hide their shock and stare at me in awe. I guess the cat's out of the bag now, but I couldn't care less who knows or not. Iris continues her speech, ignoring everyone else, so full of confidence it's beyond irritating. I didn't think much of it at first, but when I heard about you together at the club, I thought this might be another opportunity. You saw us. Oh no, Elena, I'm the good girl, remember? I don't go partying outside. But some kids from our pack were there, remember? One of them saw you, how attracted you were to Black and told me everything. I can't believe it. This goes back to my first meeting with Nate. She chuckles. So I made sure you went back again. I know how attracted you are to bad boys, Elena, I knew you'd fall for him. You're the one who sent that text, I realize. I had never understood how the club had gotten my number to send a private invite, but it turns out it was Iris. Bingo! She says with a smile. Clever, right? You ran back there and so I knew I had you in Black's arms. With your character, I thought you'd sleep with him once or twice. But I didn't expect it would go on and on for weeks. How do you know? I watched you, of course. To be honest, it wasn't easy. The Blood Moon watched their territory closely, and the Black Brothers almost caught me more than once. The female that intruded their territory. Moon Goddess, so many things are coming to light now. I can't believe it. All those little details that had me intrigued earlier, even. You're the one who sent that picture of Levi and I kissing to Nate. I did. Oh, it was fun, to be honest. Having you pretend you had a boyfriend here to keep Diego at bay while hiding your relationship to Black. Not to lie, Elena, I had fun. To be honest, there was a bit of revenge, too. I never did anything to you, Iris, all this jealousy was your own. She sighs and shakes her head. Oh no, Elena, you never did anything. That's right. But it didn't stop Eric from being crazy in love with you. Eric. I didn't expect him to be brought up. Right, her deceased boyfriend used to claim his love for me, but I thought that was ancient history since he got with her. Iris loses her smile while talking about Eric. If I ever had one crush, it was Eric. For years, I got prettier and prettier, hoping he'd notice me. Yet, I had to watch him talk about how much he loved you day after day. It was so upsetting. So, when you pretend to go out with Levi, I knew it was my chance. I asked him out, arguing you'd never notice him anyway. Luckily, he agreed. Do you know how useful it is to be with a police officer, Elena? Much more than I thought. I can't believe her. She even used Eric? Iris chuckled again. When Levi was thrown into your love affair, I didn't really expect it. But after that picture, I knew your relationship with Black might collapse at any time. I mean, any male would be jealous, right? Yet, it had already exceeded my expectations in terms of time, so I threw his ex in the mix, just to be sure. With Eric's contacts, it was easy to get his door code, send a little innocent text to his ex-girlfriend, and just when I saw you leave the pack again to see him, with the right timing, surprise. Cold anger is raging up in my bones. I can't believe her. She was evil enough to plot so much against me and Nathaniel? I've never wanted to slap someone so much. What was your point, Iris? Just having me with him, then break up? Why? She shrugs. I told you, I expected you to sleep with him a few times, not have it go on for weeks and months. Oh, I guess you fought a few times. You have quite a temper, cousin, after all, don't you? Yet, as time passed, you kept getting back together with him, and a thought hit me. I wanted you with Black to piss Clark off and have him get you off his potential heirs for that, but what if? What if things got serious between Black and you? What if you got the Blood Moon's backing eventually? I realized things were more complex than I thought when we went together. I sensed something was going on between you and the King's mate, but I couldn't grasp what. I remember. Iris caught me out of university, and we went to see Nora's fight. I had only meant to bring you out to have you betray my father and Clark's ban on leaving the pack, but, you called your father, you said you had permission to. Oh, yeah, I lied. I pretended to call. Holy Moon Goddess, that explains why Xavier was so furious. He really never gave me his permission to go out, yet I thought so and kept arguing. I can't believe Iris was behind all that from the start. Anyway, I had another problem on my hands. You got closer to the blood moon, and I couldn't understand why. Then, the attack. I lost Eric. I was so mad, and you. And meanwhile, you went and got pregnant with Black's child. Everyone's eyes are on me, shocked or angry. If anyone wondered about my baby's father, I guess things are out in the open now. But I don't care. I'm angrier about Iris being behind all of this. I just can't believe her. I was furious. I had lost my lover, yet you of all people managed to conceive a child with Black? It was hard to swallow, but at least, Clark knew soon enough, and I knew he would never allow that. I finally had you out of my way. But to be honest, I didn't feel relieved. I wasn't enough. So I decided it would be better if you didn't have this child at all. After all, I worked so hard for you not to become this Pax Alpha, I couldn't let you become another Pax Luna, right? What? I try to think, but I don't understand what she could have done. However, Iris's unhappy face tells me things didn't turn out her way. She growls softly. So I tipped you, dear ex, Diego, about your pregnancy. You should have seen it, it was funny how crazy and mad he went. You have a thing for psychos, cousin. Anyway, he started rampaging about how he was going to stab you, make sure your next child was his. I get a chill down my back. That sounds like the crazy Diego I knew once. But Diego is dead, now. I swallow, trying to calm down. But he didn't go your way, Iris, did it? Diego is dead. She glares my way, losing her smirk for good. Yeah, you got lucky your dear lover got a hold of him. Since Clark had you on lockdown, Diego had to wait for the right moment to get to you. It wasn't easy since you were never really alone. If it wasn't for Black protecting you, I frown. Black protecting me? Nathaniel never came to the White Moon territory, and I did leave the house a few times unaccompanied or with Daniel only. What is she talking about? Moreover, you weren't my only issue. I needed to do more for Dad to consider me as an heir, and I did. To be fair, I'm sorry that my brother lost an arm, but it worked in my favor. I already had control of most of our medical facilities, our PAC's main economy. All I needed was better control of the funds. And guess what? I could do so by an agreement with the Gold Moon clan. I growl. She wants to shift the clan's money to the Gold Moon banks. So far, the only place we had our money stored is under the financial establishments owned by the Sapphire Moon clan, the main display of our alliance with them. If we shift this money, we will clearly be losing the partnership with them. You're crazy, Iris. You can't manipulate our money in favor of the Gold Moon. Oh, I will. My father was never good at handling such stuff or making big decisions, so I did. I let my dad think he could lead the negotiations, but I was the one behind it all. And you fell right for it, cousin, I growl. She's right. I always thought Xavier was the one behind the scheming with the Gold Moon clan, not her. You can't do that, Iris, says one of the men behind her. Chris is the new alpha, I control the clan's finances. I am the one in charge. My brother has lost an arm and has nothing, he is not fit to be an alpha. Chris is still better than you. I yell back. He is a brave, strong, and good kid. He cares about others, not only his little self like you, Iris. That is not for you to decide, Elena, she growls back. I glare at her, furious. Who does she think she is? She's been deceiving not only me but the whole pack for weeks, and now she wants to claim ownership? Iris has a smirk on. They will never accept you, anyway. Not with the little bastard you're carrying, I growl. How dare she insult my daughter? The people around her are confused. I bet they didn't expect Iris to have done so much. One of them steps forward. Iris, we can't move without the Alpha's permission. I am the Alpha. Didn't you listen? I control this pack's money, and I have the support of the Gold Moon. Chris and Elena have nothing, and my father even stepped down because of her. If you don't want to be exposed and penniless, you'll do as I say. Everyone hesitates, unwilling to say any more. I cross my arms, staying right in front of her. She frowns, a bit surprised. What the heck are you doing? You're not going anywhere, Iris. I'm still a fighter of this clan, while you are not its official alpha. I say you're not going. Don't you dare take one step out. Oh, and you're going to stop me, perhaps? I know of your medical condition, Elena. You can't fight or you'll lose your baby. And you would never risk that. This time, it's my turn to smile. I don't need to shapeshift to fight, Iris. And I can assure you I'm plenty enough in my human form to keep you here, cousin. I hear Reagan step forward behind me, handing me a large pole with her gloved hand. It shines immediately, and Iris goes pale. You can touch silver. I chuckle. Surprise, surprise, cousin. You're not the only one with secrets. Even if I am not a full royal like Nora, I guess being a daughter of the sun too has its perks. I glare back at my cousin. Now Iris, I would advise you use your smartness and think twice before trying to cross me. 82. My cousin goes red with anger, probably the first time I ever see her lose control. Her eyes are glaring at me, yet staring at my silver pole with defiance. Yes, I can touch silver. It injures me like any metal if I'm hit, of course, but unlike most werewolves, I am not that affected by it. I've known since the times Reagan trained me, but it had become something irrelevant in a city owned half by werewolves and half by humans, both kinds living together in peace. I never thought it would come in handy at a time like this. You. Enough, Elena. Stand back and. I won't, Iris, I answer calmly. Clark gave me one mission, making sure the pale moon stays out of the gathering. The Alpha said that. Whispers someone behind Iris. My cousin immediately turns to him. Don't listen to her. Why would Clark trust her? Didn't you hear? She is bearing one of the Black brothers' children? He kicked her out for that. I forbid you to listen to her. I am the Alpha and, Chris is the Alpha, Iris. You have nothing. She turns to me, going so red I feel like she will explode. I have anything I want. I planned all this, Elena, I worked so hard and you are nothing. You're just an orphan, a little bastard picked up in the streets. I am the oldest child of my father, his heir. How dare you name Chris and tell me what I can do or not? You are smart but you are not fit for the Alpha position, Iris. Why? I have power, don't I? She says with a confident smirk. I have all the pack's funds under my control. I'm in charge of most of our medical facilities, I rule our economy from one border to another. They can disobey me if they want to go penniless. Behind her, people exchange looks, between shock and fear. The White Moon clan's main income comes from the clinics, hospital, and labs we have, and indeed, Iris spearheads them all. The is one thing she can't control, however. Iris, we are werewolves, not humans. We don't just need money. We need hierarchy, relationships, trusted individuals. We need people strong enough to protect the pack, and some to rule it. We are a pack, a group. But you? I chuckle. You're just as selfish, self-centered. You swine. You, I slap her before she can finish her sentence. I didn't hold back, and she stumbles a couple of steps back, astonished. How dare you? You think you are an alpha? Have your way. Try to walk past me, or touch me. I'll show you how wrong you are. She growls furiously, and without thinking, runs at me. It's funny how conscious I am of your difference in strength now. Iris never was a fighter. I only need to take a step on the left to avoid getting hit. She is so mad and keeps coming at me, trying to throw punches. Too bad for her she didn't pay better attention during training. I have no difficulties to dodge anything she throws at me. For a few minutes, I keep dodging and she keeps attacking. She is using so much strength for nothing, it's pathetic. Having the brains is of no use now. I am the stronger wolf. I keep going, but I make sure to fight back too. Making her trip, hitting her back and using my silver pole as a barrier, I am playing with her. Iris is getting more and more exhausting while I flawlessly lead this fight where I want it. I don't even break a sweat, but Iris is out of breath in minutes. Behind her, people watch her with nothing left but pity and embarrassment. Such a weak one cannot be an alpha. No way. I can tell what they are thinking, but my mind is somewhere else. Where the rest of the pack is, as well, and Nora, the king and Nate. The gathering should have started by now. I don't even dare to mind link them, closing my mind to focus on Iris. If anything happens, I don't want them distracted by my mind link. I'll wait for the good news. I hope. Iris. I stop fighting and turn to Chris. My cousin, completely lost, is watching the scene of me humiliating his sister until someone runs to explain things to him. His glare is already directed to his sister. What is wrong with you, Iris? Step back. I won't. You are, I am the alpha of this pack. Roars her brother. Elena. I turn my head to Clark's mind linking. Shouldn't he be at the gathering by now? You were right. The gold moon expects the opal moon to follow them and betray us. Do whatever you want, but make sure those traitors don't come here. I glance in Chris's way, but judging by his dark expression, my cousin got the info too. He growls even louder at his sister. Iris looks scared for the first time, stepping back. Did she not expect Chris would take my side and interfere? She looks around, but the opal moon people don't really look willing to follow her anymore. I swing my silver bar in my hand, adding a threat. I can do this all day, Iris. You stay here or I'll really get mean and mad, cousin. Out of my way. Her anger isn't much to handle. She keeps struggling, trying to fight me off, but it's useless. I give every of her attempts to kick or hit me back, except that I don't miss my target. I am a fighter, no kidding. She may be smart and manipulate people, but she is no match to face me. I keep fighting her off, and Chris doesn't intervene. He knows his sister can use a good lesson. Elena, what about our money? Suddenly yells the guy from earlier. We will never get it back from the Gold Moon clan. Trust the new Luna. She won't agree to their terms, and the Blood Moon clan and the king will cut this off. I believe in Nora. Her idea will work. Suddenly, we hear a huge explosion from afar. Everyone turns heads towards. There's smoke where the gathering was supposed to happen. What the heck is going on? I turn to Chris, but he looks as worried and clueless as me. Holy crap! Clark? Clark, are you okay? Elena, stay where you are. The gold moon is attacking the blood moon. Make sure to. I lose him, and I'm freaking out. What the heck is going on other there? I don't dare to mind link anyone else. What if they are disturbed and take a hit because of me? I'm so powerless and furious. I turn to Iris, grabbing her collar. What do you know? Iris, what do you know about this? But she just laughs at me, despite her mouth covered in blood from my punches. How is it, Elena? Frustrating? Annoying? Well, you should get a taste too. I slap her, too pissed to control myself. Chris walks between us, though, raising his arm to take his sister back by the throat. Iris, enough. Someone lock her away. Two of our men grab Iris and drag her away, Moon Goddess knows where. Chris. Chris, you can't do that to me. I'm your older sister. I did this for us. And have her shut up. He growls while turning his back on her to walk up to me. I'm too worried to mind his sister anymore. I keep watching in the distance at the Silver Stadium, scared. Chris puts a hand on my shoulder. He said to stay here. Yeah, but 50 people from our pack are there, Nora is there, Nate is there. Reagan comes next to me, too, frowning. The gold moon had a trap prepared. Losing the opal moon will probably not help. Don't worry, kid, the clans are better than that. That's the problem. What if they didn't manage to have everyone ally? What if every pack is on their own? I take a deep breath and try to feel them. I can feel Clark's wolf, fighting. I check on our pack, but they are all fighting or fleeing the scene. Then, Nora. She is panicked, but she is fine. For now. Moon Goddess, please protect her. I already lost my father today, I can't lose her too. Suddenly, I realize. I don't feel Nathaniel's wolf. It's like a blank space. He can't be sleeping at such a time. Why would he be unconscious? Now? Elena, the fight's over. We are going to help evacuate people from her, a lot are injured. The Gold Moon clan's dead. There are bodies. The king is injured too. What about his Luna? And his brother? Clark? I'm busy. Meet me at General Hospital. I swear and turn to Chris, but he's already nodding. He was mind-linked and informed too. Go, Elena. I'll stay here and make sure everything's all right, okay? Don't worry about the opal moon anymore. But judging from the number of victims, they will probably send people to our clinics too, we'll be busy. Don't worry, go. I nod and start running without second thoughts. Moon Goddess, please let them be all right. Suddenly, as I'm close to the border, a bike's loud engine catches my attention. Reagan is waiting for me, handing me a helmet. Get on, kid, you'll be there faster. Reagan rides as fast as possible to the General Hospital in the Blood Moon territory. When we arrive, it's there. Dozens of people are running in and out, bringing more and more injured people. I jump off the bike and try to get a grasp of what's going on. Some people visibly fought other werewolves, others were most likely injured in the explosion. Moon Goddess, how many people died? I run inside, trying to look for a clue, someone in this crowd who could tell me how are Nora and Nate doing. Even Boyan. He was there too, I just realize now. I try to find Clark, but I don't know this place. I get so confused with all those corridors, and they are packed with medical staff or victims. Suddenly, I recognize a familiar silhouette across the crowd. Silviana. The witch turns to me, surprised, while I do my best to get to her. Elena. What are you doing here? Are you okay? She asks. Who cares if I'm okay? I wasn't even on the scene. I want to ask her about Nathaniel when I recognize the guy right behind her. It's the king's younger brother, isn't it? He looks exhausted and a bit of a mess, but I unconsciously address him. Liam. Where is Nate? I ask, my voice shaking. He's in surgery. Oh, Moon Goddess. In surgery? Why? What happened to him? I can't hold my tears, I start sobbing loudly, panicked. Why is he in surgery? Silviana tries to calm me down, patting my hand. He's fine, Elena, he will make it. Oh, Moon Goddess, Nate, I sob. What happened? The good witch holds my hand a bit tighter, while Liam Black grabs his phone out. Moon Goddess. The Gold Moon clan attacked despite Nora's attempts to calm them down. She had won most of the clans into an alliance when they attacked. We saw an explosion, they planted a bomb ahead of the gathering, it took everyone by surprise. The clans fought the Gold Moon and Rising Moon clans, as well as a few others, and I intervened too. We won, but, sadly there are a lot of casualties. The king is greatly injured as well, and Nora's gone. What? Nora is gone? Before I can even ask, Liam Black is back, a furious expression that is scarily similar to his brother's on. It's bad, really bad. The psycho who was after Nora, it's him. He took her and shot my brothers. What? You've got to be kidding me. I yell. Some sicko took Nora? And Nate and the king were shot? What happened there? And I couldn't even help. I'm not, he replies, annoyed. We have to find Nora, fast. I focus on my wolf, trying to feel my cousin. It's usually so easy, but now I can't. She must be unconscious, I can't reach her at all. Maybe I can help. Some shady guy just appeared behind Liam. He looks like some junkie. And about to collapse at any time. Liam and he start talking with low voices, and Silviana turns to me again. Elena, look at me. Liam and I will find Nora. Go find Nathaniel. He's injured, and I believe he needs you by his side. His surgery is almost over, but you should stay with him while Liam and I are gone, all right? Don't worry, we'll find Nora, okay? I nod, unable to say anything to that. I can't believe it. I tried to calm down, but I keep crying mindlessly. Silviana and Liam get busy about finding Nora, while I rush to the nurse's office I saw earlier. Excuse me. I'm looking for Nathaniel Black. I ask the first nurse I see. Black? He's still in surgery, but another woman behind her, a werewolf actually, shakes her head. Not that one. The king is still in surgery, honey, but Nathaniel Black just came out. He's in room 238, second floor, Blondie. But you can't go in like that. If I can't, I'm already gone, running to the second floor. I front of his room, among a little group of people, I only recognize Isaac, his best friend, frowning. You? What are you doing here? How's he? I ask, ignoring his question. He nods. He's doing fine, for someone who took 2 bullets. One in the arm and the other in the stomach, but his healing ability is doing fine. He's still unconscious, though. Can I go in? He seems to hesitate, then nods. Of course, they gave him one of the best rooms. It's spacious, but not too much. Just enough for him to be alone and have room for visitors. Well, it's just me actually. I choke up when I see him, lying in the bed. Moon Goddess. He has a lot of bandages, and a scar on the left side of his head. They had to shave his head to stitch him. I want to cry again when I see him like that. I stumble to the stool next to him and grabs his hand, mine shaking. Moon Goddess, Nate, what happened to him? Who did this? I can't believe I wasn't there. I start crying without thinking, though I try not to make much noise. My father died, the man I love is lying in a hospital bed and Nora is missing. What else could go wrong? I keep crying silently, tears have been holding back since earlier, and holding his hand. If something had happened to him. I wake up a bit later, completely confused. Oh, right, the hospital. Where is Nate? The bed is empty, but as I turn, I realize Daniel's with me. Danny. Hey, babe. Are you okay? Your eyes are so, where's he? Nate? Where did he? He's fine. He woke up an hour ago, but he asked me not to wake you. He went to check on his brother. The king is in really bad shape, Elena. We don't know if he's going to make it. Oh, Moon Goddess, no, no. What about Nora? I ask him, suddenly stressed out. She was missing. They said, she's back. Liam Black and Sylviana found her, but she had surgery. She was shot in the leg, but apparently, she's okay. She's changed a bit, but she changed? I get up and leave the room, Daniel behind me. We ask for the king's room, I know Nora will be there. On my way there, I almost run into some guy who is leaving the room. He looks strangely at me, before shaking his head and leaving. I turn to Daniel. What was that? Elena, I think that was William Blue, your other cousin. I didn't even realize. Now that I think about it, he did have dark hair and blue eyes like her. I can't stop to think about that, though. I almost run into the room, only to find Nora, alone with her mate. She's there, lying on the bed next to him. Something feels different about her. Her hair is white. It's so silent in this room, I can barely breathe. They are both unconscious. Nora and the king, the fated pair next to each other. I feel myself choking up. Moon Goddess. 83. It's been a rough 6 days. Nora just woke up yesterday, but her mate is still in the coma, and this morning, I buried my dad. And we lost so many werewolves in this battle, and the damages. The stadium and its surroundings are still ravaged, like a gaping wound in the city. Silver City is sad those days. The sky is dark, and we get rain from time to time. With the king in the hospital and Nora in a coma, all the alphas are helping each other with the aftermath of the battle. I know Nathaniel is replacing his brother Damien as the head of their pack, but I haven't seen him since. I've come to realize this is no coincidence, but I'm still unsure why he would be avoiding me at such a time. Is he afraid I'll distract him? Or When I show up at the offices of Black Corporation that evening, the secretary behind the welcome desk looks unsure and tired. "Excuse me," she says, "M. Black is busy, is he upstairs?" I ask. "Yes, but he's fine." "Miss Whitewood. You can't." But I ignore her and walk to the elevators, hitting the button to go all the way up to his brother's office. Since the king is still in a desperate coma, I bet Nate will have directly taken over. When I walk into their office, I do notice he's busy, but with Isaac and Tanya. They both look surprised to see me. "Hey, Blondie," says Isaac. "It's been a while." "Hello, Isaac, Tanya. Mind if I talk to Nathaniel for a few minutes?" "We're busy, Elena." I send him a glare. "Too busy to see the woman carrying your child?" Tanya and I exchange a look, and within a few silent seconds, she understands and walks out. Isaac sighs and follows her out, too. Nathaniel crosses his arms. "Great. I never meant to replace my brother, but now I really can see I don't have his authority, so you still have some humor. Now I know you do resemble Liam a bit." He shakes his head, looking annoyed. "Why are you here, Elena?" "I don't mean to be rude, but with both Damien and Nora in the hospital, I have a lot to deal with, and no one is being easy to deal with these days. Including but not limited to your Alpha, who hates me. I am not going to be sorry for him. Clark is still my godfather, and dealing on the daily with the jerk who got me pregnant is probably testing his patience. You've been avoiding me." He takes a deep breath in, not hiding his fool mood. "No, I've been busy, and, don't give me that, Nate. Being busy never held you back before. So what is it?" "I went to see you at the hospital, but when I woke up you were gone. I was needed elsewhere." "I get that, but it's been a few days now. Even Clark found time to come back to our pack. You're avoiding me." He sighs. Does he think I haven't noticed? He's looking anywhere but my direction. "Nathaniel." This time, I'm growling and using my alpha voice. He won't avoid me like that. But to my surprise, he growls back. I think this is the first time Nate's ever growled back at me. "Enough with your insolence, Elena," he says. "If you have something to tell me, say it now, or be gone. Despite what you think, I really have other priorities than you." I'm speechless. What does he mean? Nathaniel has never talked to me like that before or sent me away. He's always been the one to hold me back. What is this? "Nate, what? Tell me again, Elena. The truth this time. Who is the baby's father?" "It's you." "Of course it's you, for the 100th time, He turns around and suddenly, throws some file on his desk, looking angry, and hurt. "I don't understand how you can keep lying with a straight face like that, Elena. You knew you'd get caught sooner or later. I mean, maybe you didn't want to believe it wasn't mine at first, but when I told you the truth about my condition, you could have just apologized and said the truth." "What the heck?" I take a few steps to his desk, grabbing those papers. They are from the White Moon Clinic. It's the paternity test from our samples that Daniel had sent. I check it out. Moon Goddess, the results. How can it be negative? Nathaniel is the father. I check and recheck again, but it doesn't change a thing. According to those, Nathaniel is not the biological father of my baby. I'm in such shock, it takes me a couple of seconds to understand. Iris. It has to be my cousin. As of today she's pending trial for her betrayal, and because we are so short-handed, still runs all our facilities. Iris knew I was running a paternity test to prove Nate's the father. I bet she did this to punish me. I look at Nathaniel, and his eyes, full of anger and sadness. He thinks I betrayed him. That I slept with someone else, probably Levi or Diego, and lied to him. That I'm bearing someone else's child. This is so pathetic. I start crying silently, but it's only adding to his anger. Don't you cry, Elena. You're the one who lied. I gave you so many chances to say the truth, but now you're feeling sorry? Won't you even apologize? Those papers are lying, Nate. You're the father. My cousin Iris did this. No, enough with the excuses, Elena. I already gave you the benefit of the doubt when Daniel asked me to retest my disease by giving you my samples for a paternity test. Now I'm done listening to your lies. Nate, I swear, on the moon goddess, this baby is, Elena, enough. I have no choice but take a couple of steps back, shocked by his alpha aura thrown at me. I've never seen him so angry, and I've never been so scared of him. His wolf is so like the king's. All dark, growling and glaring at me. He really thinks I cheated on him, that I lied. I keep crying, tears rolling down my cheeks. I can't think of any words to say. He's too mad and too hurt to listen. I'm not going to convince him like this. I sob painfully, but that irritates him. Elena, we're done. I don't want to see you if you don't want to apologize and say the truth. I never said anything but the truth, Nathaniel. He looks at me, shocked, but when he's about to burst at me again, I turn my heels and leave this place. I burst out and cry loudly in the elevator, so loud it echoes in my ears. Why? It wasn't supposed to end like this. I thought the test would prove he's the dad, he'd be happy, and we could be happy together. Moon goddess, my baby. What am I going to do with her? Her father won't believe she's his, and my pack will reject her. I keep crying as I leave the building, and with no idea where to go. I don't want Nora to see me in that state. I don't even feel like seeing Daniel, he's helping at the hospital. There is so much work to do. I don't have the heart to call and tell him. He will be so devastated when I tell him Iris actually messed up the paternity test. I slowly walk back to the White Moon clan, to our flat. I feel like a ghost, walking in silence, by myself, a step away from the real world. I can barely breathe. All I can keep thinking is, what will I do from now on? I could ask Nora, but she's already overwhelmed by the king's state. It's already late and dark when I go to my room, feeling like a stranger in my own place. It's like I can't recognize the smells, the pictures on the walls, anything that was so familiar. Everything that used to make me feel better is gone. I try to wipe the tears off my face, trying to think straight. I've reached the lowest levels of sadness, like my heart is getting swallowed by ice. I want to cry again, but I'm too tired for that. Elena. I turn around. To my surprise, Silviana and Daniel are there, coming out from his room. My best friend's eyes are red. I frown, a bit lost. He runs up to me, however, and hugs me without a word. I don't understand. I already explained it to him, says Silviana. So she knew? That the results had come out negative. I can't hold back new tears as I keep looking at the WH. He's the father, I repeat uncontrollably. Nathaniel is, I know, Elena, she whispers, walking up to me to caress my hair. But he won't accept it now. I'm really sorry, Elena. It's okay, Babe. I'm here. Daniel's words comfort me a little, but it can't fill that void in my heart. I'm too sad, too worried, too disappointed. When he lets go of me, I realize I won't be able to go on like this. Just when I'm about to talk first, Silviana takes my hand. Nora went into a coma again. I frown. What? Why? I saw her yesterday, she was fine. She couldn't take it anymore, Elena. I can't explain it to you, but... She went back into coma, and the king woke up. Damien Black woke up? I heard the medical staff said he was not going to make it. What did Nora do? How did she do that? I have a feeling her fated mate's condition is because of Nora, but I don't understand. Elena. Nora is in a deep coma. Her power will go dormant. I frown. Dormant? Meaning the Dark Witch won't be able to feel it anymore. Then. I put a hand on my tummy. She will be able to feel my baby. Her aura, yes. For now, she is still concealed in your belly, but, when will Nora wake up? I ask, realizing that's all this is about. If my cousin wakes up before my baby is born, it could be fine, but if she doesn't? To my surprise, Silviana shakes her head. I can't tell, Elena. But... no matter how many times I try to see, Nora, she won't be back before your baby's birth. I take a few seconds to handle the shock. It means Nora will stay in the coma at least 5 or 6 more months. Piece by piece, everything adds up, doing the math I've been too blind to realize. My cousin in a coma, my baby will be more in danger than ever, and with no one but me to protect her. I chuckle nervously. It's just like when Reagan saved me. Daniel shakes his head, confused. What are you talking about, babe? Danny. I have to leave. What? But aside from the White Moon, the Pax, I'm not leaving the White Moon clan, Danny, I'm leaving Silver City. My best friend stares at me, speechless. I take a deep breath. It's like I'm feeling better now that I've come to that conclusion. Danny, it's the only way. The White Moon Pack won't accept my child, and Nathaniel isn't going to help me. With Nora in a coma, I can't do anything but leave. As soon as she's born, this baby will become a target. I don't want that. But, he stumbles on his words, unable to come up with something. I exchange a glance with Silviana over his shoulder. I don't know how far ahead the witch had planned, but I know she saw it coming. She knew it would come to this. I put my hair back, trying to get my ideas in order. I need to stop crying and think rationally. The truth hurts, but it's in front of me. I have to leave. I turn to Silviana, holding Daniel's hand. I just want to see Nora before I go. Wait. Elena, you want to leave now? Asks Danny, shocked. Daniel, every second I stay in the same city as Nathaniel, I'm feeling bad. My father isn't here anymore, too. With Nora in a coma, you're the only one I have left here, but... What about Clark, and Chris, and Boyan? I'm so sorry, Noro, I whisper. I wish you were here. I wish I could tell you goodbye in person. But... what about Clark, and Chris, and Boyan? I smile and hug him once more. It's okay, Danny. Clark is just making up excuses not to banish me yet, those days, and I know Chris will understand. You can explain to Boyan and your family, too. How will you do? If you leave alone, she won't be alone, says Silviana. I will go with her, at least until I'm sure the baby is born safely. Elena will need my help and protection to settle somewhere the Dark Witch won't find her, too. I nod. I feel a bit better knowing our witch will help me. I need to ask Reagan, too, but I'm pretty sure my mentor will follow me anyway. I go to my room and grab a backpack. Daniel is crying, but he helps me gather a few clothes and necessities. I can't believe it. This is so unfair, this is, he keeps mumbling and sobbing, but I don't have the heart to answer him. It only takes a few minutes for me to get all my things. I leave a lot here, but I have no idea when I'll be back, honestly. It may only be a few months, but it could be years. I take a deep breath. I watch our flat one last time before Daniel closes the door, and that's it. This is so crazy, yet I'm feeling a lot better as we walk through the city, leaving the White Moon Clan's borders to head to the Black General Hospital. It's the middle of the night, and I doubt Nate will be there. Silviana and Daniel wait for me outside. I silently walk up to Nora's room. Just as I'm about to walk in, a shadow suddenly comes out. I hold my breath. Damien Black. The king looks at me, his eyes even darker than usual. He looks healthy but so sad. We exchange looks, and I'm very uneasy. Should I say something? I didn't think he'd be here at night too. But without a word, he steps aside and walks away. Is this okay? Something strange happened there. Her bed is surrounded by roses, and I suspect Silviana is no stranger to this eerie setting. My cousin looks like the modern version of Sleeping Beauty, lying in her hospital bed surrounded by roses as white as her new, strange hair. A huge brown wolf is sleeping under her bed, and Liam Black is snoring in the chair across the room. I sit next to her on the bed and take her hand to caress it softly. I'm so sorry, Nora, I whisper. I wish you were here. I wish I could tell you goodbye in person. I hope you'll be back soon. They all miss you. I'll miss you the most. Do you know how much you're loved, Nora? He is coming every day to see you. Liam and Bobo too. Everyone loves you. They are all waiting for you. I hope you will be back soon. I'm so sorry we have to part this way. I hope you'll understand, Nora. We will see each other again, I promise. Forgive me. I feel like crying again, but this is only a goodbye. Not a farewell. I know I'll see her again. I know they will take good care of her. I stay a bit longer, holding her hand, until I'm calmed down. If only I could borrow a bit of your strength, Nora. I give a long kiss on her forehead, taking one last good look at her. Next time I'll see her, she'll be awake, bright and happy. I really pray for it. When I leave the room, still teary, I meet Damien Black again outside. But this time, he stands in front of me in the corridor. I'm sorry, I have to go, I stutter. Take this. To my surprise, he hands me a thick bundle of bills. Just by the number on the first one, I can tell there is a lot. What is this? I glance at him, surprised. Why would the king give me money? Did he hear me talking to Nora? I don't, you'll need it. Nora thinks of you as a sister, and you're carrying my niece. I frown. How did he? Silviana, Liam, and I talked a lot when I woke up, he explains. So he knows about my baby? Why would Silviana tell him? I hesitate, but take the money. If he knows, he probably already made up his mind about this. Thanks, I wonder what to add, but before I do, he's already walking back into Nora's room. I guess that's it. I put the money in my jacket, and leave the hospital. Silviana and Daniel are still waiting outside, and I mind link Reagan so she can join me at the border. We walk there in silence, only Daniel sobbing softly. When we finally reach it, I turn around and take my best friend into a big hug. Be careful outside, okay? Don't drink, don't get sick. Sleep a lot, okay? And anything happens, don't worry, Danny. I'll keep my phone just in case. I'll text you where I am when I can, okay? Please explain everything to your family. I'm sorry I can't stay longer, but I won't have the courage to leave if I don't do it tonight. He nods but cries again. Oh, poor Danny. I take his hand. Daniel, you're my best friend in the whole world. I love you, babe. I love you too, babe, he sobs. See you soon, okay? I say with the bit of a smile I can gather. It better be soon. I want to see my goddaughter. She'll be so pretty, I'll do my best. Take care, babe. Don't fight too much with Bobo, and eat properly. He's about to say something, but he's crying too much to make sense. I hug him long and tight. See you, babe. See ya. I part with him and start walking away. Away from Daniel, from my pack, away from Silver City. I'm crying hard and ugly. It's so hard to go this way. Silviana takes my hand, and Reagan is by my side too. It will be okay. I'll be okay. 84. Another day. Another one where I miss you. I wake up, in a cold bed, next to a woman that isn't you no matter how many billion times I wish for it. Why? Why do I look for your smell in her arms? I sit on the side of the bed and put my head in my hands. I feel like St. Sober or drunk. Any minute gone is another one I regret, one where I need to pretend I'm okay. I'll say I'm fine, but hell, I'm not. Why do I still feel chained? It's been 3 years. Yet, I remember it all. Memories, lingering, too vivid on my mind. Your golden hair on the pillow. The smell of oranges and sunshine. The feel of your skin under my fingers. Your ember eyes and your smile, your laugh. Get out of my mind. Get out of my mind. Join our Facebook and WhatsApp group for more updates, link is given in description. Rest audiobook will be continued in next episode.